Hi everyone, this is Jeanette here in this video to expand on an interesting point that recently opened up when it comes to doing self-forgiveness within a emotional experience of, for example, guilt or regret or shame in terms of going into that space within yourself, or feeling I have to forgive myself because I was so bad, I did something wrong, in that almost judgmental, victimized state within you. And in that, trying to forgive yourself, it is interesting. I myself had found myself, going into a thought pattern and reaction pattern towards an individual, and sometimes leading up to me speaking in those reactions, and her relationship for a long time was not very good, because of me just sometimes in those moments I also always felt like it's not only my fault, it's yours as well. You're not changing, you're causing this in me. But then at the same time, with awareness and within self-honesty, I knew that I'm equally responsible for how this relationship is. And over time I started just becoming more and more frustrated with myself because of not being able to change that moment. And in the end, I would start doing self-forgiveness, while I was in that frustration and just anger and fed-upness within myself. But not only that, also sometimes, really being hard on myself, judgmental, putting myself down with my own thoughts and backchats. You know what? One thing I've learned is there's only one person in this world that can judge properly, and that is me toward myself, man. So then I started realizing, but wait a minute, I keep on forgiving myself, but I was more focusing on the thoughts that were coming up and the backchats and the reactions, the pattern within me. I was not actually really forgiving myself within understanding. Understanding meaning, understanding in a way of, first and foremost, accepting the fact that, look, this pattern, this way of thinking and reacting within me is a part of me. And I realized that on a level within myself, I didn't want to accept that, that pattern that was coming up in me is me, or even a part of me. I wanted to try and deny it because, that part of me didn't always come up. It only came up when she was there. So it was kind of like, no, that's not me. It's not really me. When all the while it was a part of me. It was existing in me. It was coming up in me, and only me. So that was a first step of assisting and supporting myself with understanding true, real, genuine self-forgiveness. And once I accepted that, took a breath, I breathed it all in, and I said, okay, girl, this is a part of you. So are you going to want to remain existing as this part of you, or are you going to change it? And I realized I couldn't actually get into that point of real change within myself towards her because, I was trying to forgive while in the very same reactions that was creating the problem in the first place. So it's like in the stormy emotional experience and reaction within me, here I am trying to forgive myself while judging myself, being hard on myself, going into guilt and regret and shame. It doesn't work like that. So this video, just to assist and support, so many individuals who may sometimes go into similar reactions, towards yourself, towards the things that's coming up in your mind. First things that you must remember and take into consideration is that self-forgiveness is not about forgiving yourself within the starting point of, you are such a bad person, you are so wrong, you're so evil and stuff like that. No, it's not about what self-forgiveness is. Self-forgiveness is like a moment of acceptance and understanding and seeing and realizing the fact that, oh my goodness, yes, there was a part of me that existed inside myself that compromised me, that created a consequential relationship with another person. I forgive myself. I really forgive me for accepting and allowing myself to first and foremost believe that I can't change that part of me, that I judge myself for it, that I blamed myself, that I felt guilty and shame and regret for continuing in this part of me and this pattern and this way for so long. And within that, I forgive myself because I understand now. I understand why this pattern comes up, why it exists, how I created it within my life. And now, within that accepting, the realizing, and the understanding of why it existed, I now have the ability, the capacity, and the power to change. So my process of change from that moment went smooth sailing, because there I was, now more understanding with myself, a lot more gentle, a lot more considerate. I could actually, go up to her and say, look, I'm sorry, I think a lot of this conflict between the two of us was actually me just projecting my inner conflict with the process that I've been walking all this time. So as much as I, forgive me, I ask you for your forgiveness, which is to mean I ask you for your understanding in this moment. Let me share with you what I walked so that, you can understand with me. We can equally stand in a moment of forgiveness, and how about we assist and support each other to change this relationship? All right, so these are the main points that I wanted everyone to have a look at within yourself and your self-forgiveness process. That, in moments where you're sitting and forgiving, to always ask yourself, am I doing this within the starting point of understanding and realization and support of myself, so that I can let go, release, and drop the past me and be able to create a new me? Or am I forgiving within an emotional state or judgment and reaction and victimization within myself? Because it's kind of weird, really. It's like, in a way, if you try and do forgiveness, and while you're in that state, it's like you are at the same time, through your forgiveness, attacking the very thing that you're trying to change. It won't work, It's like, in a way, knowing inside yourself that you want to change something within you, but at the same time, that very thing you want to change, you're like almost standing, looking yourself in the eyes and shouting and yelling and screaming. I mean, in that, you're not giving yourself the space, the time, the opportunity to be able to move into that point of change. All right, everyone. This is me for this video, just assisting and supporting with the self-forgiveness process. And for so many who has been walking process with us or has been joining, to get to understand that personal relationship with self-forgiveness, about understanding, realization, and support of self to create the opportunity and potential for change. Thank you very much.